Alright, so today we're going to keep going with the Vespers of Tone 8, Plagius to Proto, Plagal of the 4th, Proto, no, Tetartu, sorry, Plagius to Tetartu in Greek. Hello, Aris. And what I have here is Stichologia. It's what comes right after Kyrie Kekrax, or Lord, I have cried. So it's one thing because in the Romanian church they do not chant this except for Sundays. Here, at every Vesper, they are chanted. So, because we are not in the Romanian church, but we are in a Greek or Antiochian church, we will sing them. But in order to sing them, we have to to learn it. What happens now is that we're going to go through it. It's no more Western music. It's all Byzantine here. But it's pretty easy, I would say. You will actually learn it in no time. First by ear, then by reading it. And next time, before going further, you will have to know this in and out. And not know them like, okay, I know how to sing them without it. You have to read them. You have to read the signs and to know what they do. Can somebody explain to me what all this means?
In Greek, it's pi, lambda, delta.
Pi, lambda, and delta. That means
Plagal
plagal of the fourth, which take us to
8.
8. Yeah, 8. After he does say that, plagal, fourth mode. And after that, we have the knee, that lower one. Yeah, exactly. And this one is, it's not iota, it's epsilon, I think.
Yeah.
Epsilon in Greek, which is also translated a longer E, knee. And that tells you everything you need to know about where you have to start this music from. And the first sign is a combination of ipsili and origon, right? 4 steps up, taking us from knee to the. That's it. You have knee there, and you see that automatically it's the right away. If you have pa, it's ke. Many times you'll have this. You'll find this interval at the beginning of hymns. It starts with a jump. Okay, that's how they want it. Okay, shall we sing? If it's easier for you to look up, that's okay, or you can look in the papers provided. But we shall go. Let's do the diatonic scale first, and then we're gonna sing. Ni for tone 8, instead of doing before every chant, you can do only this. Ni pavu ni, and you are already in the tone that you want to sing. Pam 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 pam. Sometimes people do ni vudi gavu pani, which is more precise, more it gives you more. Some other people do do. That's enough for me. No? Yes.
So when they do,
You can do that. That's the official. It's the official pehima, and that is sometimes used because it's, as I said, official. It's used because everybody, when you say it, can recognize everything about the chant you're about to start. Basically, an apehima is like a miniature song, like telling you exactly what the song is about. Some apehimas are longer. Like, for example, for a cherubic hymn. On earth, gonna be longer, it's gonna be full of ornamentation and so on. But really, how many times do you get to sing a very, very long cherubim hymn? And how many times do you get to lead it in order to give the apechima? And you wouldn't give the apechima to yourself, right? You only did a pa, that's it. So, yeah, okay, sometimes we will be using that, especially when we will sing together, and you need to know how the chant we're supposed to start should sound like. That's an apechima for. But for chants such as this, don't think I'm gonna give like very long apechima just because it sounds nice. Everybody knows ni pavu ni, and you are there. You're ready to start. Ni pavu ni. Let's go one tone higher. Ni pavu ni. The first note is the, right? Ni pavu ga di. There we go with words. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Good. A door of enclosure about my lips. Okay, it's going slower, but it's going, which is good. You need to sing this for a few more times in order to get fluent. It should sound like this. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, a door of enclosure about my lips. Notice the sixth one there. Na na na, about my lips. A little pause there. There we go to the next stick. Incline not my heart to evil words, to make excuses in sins. It should be like, incline not my heart to evil words, to make excuses in sins. That sixth tone here, it's applied on the kentemata, correct. Kunana, just the last sound of that combination, right? With men. With men who work lawlessness, and I will not join with their choice ones. Should sound like this. With men who work lawlessness, and I will not join with their choice ones. You notice the antikenoma here. You see it? On the last syllable of join. Join tends to go up a little, to jump. You don't let it go. Tum, tum, tum. Just barely touching it. With men who work lawlessness, and I will not join with their choice ones. Obviously, if it feels too hard to execute that antikenoma, especially because it's not a slow chant, we just don't do it. The important thing here is to be at the end here, at the knee. Right? Not to get obstructed or played around by some ornamental sign, and then you find yourself ending in some other mode, like mode 1, because you're finishing in pa. The righteous. Nibudi, the righteous man shall correct me with mercy, and he shall reprove me, but let not the oil of the sinner anoint my head. What do you notice with, well, not on your papers except for Gordon, I think, but here, Gordon has a color copy, right?
I have red.
Red, it is red. For you, it is black on your papers, but on the screen, with red, you will see there temporal signs, consonant signs, and phthoras marked with red ink, or red pixels in this case. And try to mind each and every one of them. Of course, Gorgon has to be Gorgon. The heteron here tells you what? Can somebody tell me, what does the heteron do here?
Prolonging.
Prolonging? I don't think so. Anyone else?
Well, it's like a phrase marking.
Correct,
Like
correct, Gordon. It's a phrase marking. And that is a very common phrase and sometimes hard to execute for some of you. It tells you, well, not go crazy, it doesn't tell you that, but it tells you, make something of it. Let's do it in slow motion. I'll do it for you. I'll do it without the heteron first. That this one here, the combination of ison and kentemata, tied with the by the heteron with the apostrophos in front of them. And I will do it first without, and the second time with the action of heteron, so you can notice the difference. Without. Di ke di gavu. Tum 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 tum. Basically, I just did the names here. Da ra 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 ra. Di ke di gavu. Okay, sounds good. Nobody's gonna sue you for that. However, if you have the heteron here, you can do it like this. The righteous man. Da na 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 na, da na na na, da. You see? Somehow it added something extra. That's a formula that you can use whenever you see this. And actually many chanters prefer to use it like this. It adds melodicity, it adds ornamentation to a chant. It sounds bland when you sing it. The righteous man, man. Nobody sings like that. Man. Instead, fluently, nicely. The righteous man. See how sweet it does? The righteous man shall come. It's a constant moving, constant pulsation. If you can do it, if somehow you're trying it, and instead of a prince you get a frog, better not. You know? I'm telling you what you have to prepare for. I'm telling you that at some point you will feel this kind of ornamentation kicking in whenever you see this thing here, this part. It will kick in and you will recognize by visual memory the formula and you'll apply it with your voice. The righteous man shall come. I don't ask you to do it like me, because I know it might be difficult for you. You're just barely doing baby steps now. But I want to take the time to speak about this because many times you'll find this formula and you will want to make better of it instead of doing neum by neum. Same with the psiphis tone before or whatever comes after. But so far I don't find any consonant. I want also to speak about this sign and this sign. I like to say pay no attention to them, but they are there in red ink, and that means something. They are called phthoras. We spoke last time about phthoras. Can somebody tell me what phthora means?
Alteration.
Alteration. In musical terms, how would you call it also?
Slight key change for a few phrases.
Yeah, we can call it like that. Modification, right? Change. That's the best word. So it tells me something is changing. Basically, every red sign here tells me something is changed about the neum I'm on. Pay attention. Do it different than a simple neum. The phthora here works with a mode, and it's an enharmonic one. It tells me that, yeah, ding 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 ga ding ga woo woo. Woo is slightly lowered. That we will learn in time when the time comes. We cannot avoid phthoras when we are going on liturgical texts in music. They are there, but if I would bring the whole phthoras in right now to learn them, it will take us a few lessons for that. There are many. Instead, I bring something there, something that it was done with me when I learned this music. You will meet them and you will learn it on the way. And believe me, that's the best way. Instead of trying to force all of them, all 20 Thoras, a new alphabet inside, just work with whatever you see. Because mostly they are the same all the time. You'll never find Nisabur, that's the name. Nisabur or Hisar or something like that, very, very often. Yeah. That means the book here is slightly low. And he shall reprove me. Barely noticeable. And this one brings the book back to its original diatonic state, like natural state. Because you know, for what is that law when it says for any action there's an equal reaction? Basically, what's happening here is still diatonic, but that's an accident. Actually, in Romanian, probably other languages, a phthora is called accident.
Yeah, in Western music, it's
Western music?
accidental, yeah.
There you go, there you go. Accident, that's an accident, basically. And it's a modification that is unusual, that is atypical. And this one here, the little hand, we used to call it little hand, manuța, reverts to the normal diatonic that's stated here. There. Let's sing this again, the righteous man. Nibudi, nibudi, the righteous man shall correct me with mercy, and he shall reprove me, but let not the oil of the sinners anoint my head. Me again. For my prayer. For my prayer shall be intense in the presence of their pleasures. Their judges are swallowed up by the rod. A few more things to explain here. What do we notice? Probably this is the part where it gets highest on the scale there. It goes all the way up to upper pa. Dike zoni, zoni pani zoke didi. You notice the presence, the pre here, that's the highest one. Dike zoni, zoni pani zoke didi. Okay, they're judges. That moment there, their jaw and the zo, dike, and that zo there. What do you think it should sound like? Should be closer to ni, as it is usually, or because it doesn't reach ni, as it did just a few seconds before, it should be slightly lowered towards D. Well, That's the attraction that comes in place here. The attraction of the zo towards the D, towards the dominant here, the dominant note, which is D, because we have no upper knee to go to. There are judges. For someone who lived in the Oriental world, actually that sounds natural. For us, natural would be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And the T is very close to do, obviously. And we should sing this like sol, la, si, do, sol, la, si, sol. But it's not like that. It sounds forced for me. I sang this music for so long that it doesn't sound natural to me. It sounds forced, it sounds atypical, unusual, unnatural, it sounds anything else but natural. So that's zo from the cantamata here. It's lowered. I know that because there's no knee in sight where the zo can be attracted to. Their judges are swallowed up by the rock. The whole melody tends to go lower. I have no reason to push that zo through the ceiling because it's diatonic, man. It should be. No. It respects the natural attraction here. Di che zo di. Let's try only the di che zo di. Di che zo di. Again and a bit louder. Di che zo di. Good, good. It's interesting because just before, in the presence of their pleasures, that's a natural zo there. For my prayer shall be intense. That in, from intense, it's natural zo. Intense. And again, in the presence of their pleasures. All natural zo. Except, what is this little guy here? But nobody's gonna kill if you don't do it. Because we're still between the knee here and the D here. For me, it would sound better if it was a slightly lower zo here. Parni zo ke di di. Different, you see? Parni zo, natural. Ke. And I can do zo ke di di. It's okay. But it sounds better for me because I'm going very close to D. Parni zo, natural. Ke zo ke di di. Sounds more Byzantine for me. Yeah. In time, the more you sing, the more it gets here. For me, like next time I should bring you a little keyboard here and try to sing this on the keyboard. And each and every one of you will say, it sounds terrible.
Yes.
Why not? Because why so? Because I'm just pressing the keys. But it's tuned on the Western scale, tone and semitone. And it doesn't sound Byzantine at all. So don't try to put that scale into action here. We learn by it. We do not abide by them. We try slowly to get in touch with the Byzantine scale here. And that's why what I'm explaining. Try to lower the zo here. Try to see whenever it's coming close to D. Try to feel how the music flows towards which dominant notes in order to, not to calculate, but to feel those attractions. Let's sing this again for my prayer. Mi vodi, for my prayer shall be intense in the presence of their pleasures. So, their judges are swallowed up by the rock. Next one. They shall hear my words, for they are pleasant, as a cloud of ground is dashed to pieces on the earth. Sounds different, eh?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that? This little guy here. This alteration, this accident, this Torah. What tells me this Torah? Can somebody recognize what kind of Torah is this by the sound of what I just chanted? It's a chromatic one. This Torah sits always on the, and it transforms a diatonic or enharmonic mode into a chromatic one. It's a short insertion of a chromatic phrase there, which changes somehow the ethos of the chant. Ethos, that's a new and beautiful word. We're going to talk shortly about it. I hope so, because time is passing and I have no problem to keep you here until 9 o'clock, but it's totally up to you. This Torah does two things. It brings Ga very close to D and brings Vu very close to Pa. So instead of a scale that should sound diatonic like this one, Di, Ga, Vu, Pa, Ni, major, diatonic, right? You can recognize it. Tam, pam, 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 pam. Di, Ga, Vu, Pa, Ni. You see? Just some alterations there, and they change the color of everything. That's why it's called chromatic. Chroma in Greek means color. And how did they do that? They just dragged Ga towards D, and they pushed Vu towards Pa. And that space between Vu and Ga, it sounds, I don't know, it sounds special for me. It sounds different. For me, the ethos here, it's about bringing something mystical into the song. So, like for example, or not just mystical, but something that's profound, that's telluric, that's grounded. Let's see the text. As a cloud of ground is dashed to the pieces of the earth, so their bones were scattered beside the grave. Well, that's a beautiful thing, eh? So basically that's, you see, they follow the words. You cannot sing joyfully about such image here. Bones on the ground and blah, it's, you need something to, well, something changed here, the color changed, a cloud appeared, right? But then it comes back. For my eyes, O Lord, and so on. But here, Nipavu, as a cloud of ground is dashed to pieces on the earth. You see it? You see how it works? Na 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 na. Remember that. You'll find it in this kind of insertion, you'll find it in so many tone 8 chants. You know, they say, it's too joyful. Let's darken it up a bit, you know? Imagine, what was that name? Bob Ross? Huh? Something like this, you know? Let's insert a hanged man into this joyous, beautiful thing. Something like this, you know? Okay, it's okay to laugh, but let's go back to some pretty confusing thing. You see this martyria here, the "the" with the 2 phtoras. I explained this last time, and I will need to explain it again so you can note that, you can write down that thing. So the actual martyria will always have the note higher and the mode below, except when you're on lower notes such as zo, ke, di, ga. In that moment they change places, but that's not important now. What is important is that this is your martyria, your end of a phrase, your breathing point, your checkpoint. And I notice here the same Torah, like here. Okay? I already sound it. Okay, it's the same. What does it do? It confirms that up to this point I was in a what kind of scale? Chromatic. In a chromatic mode, in a chromatic scale, in a chromatic passage. But then I see this sign, which turns it back. Actually, it does look like a hand today, which turns it back to diatonic. And they chose to put it here. They could have put it here too. That's an issue. But they chose to put it here because this and this only applies to D, only go on D, either the Neum or the Martyria. The Martyria says D, this is the Martyria here, confirming that I'm on D and on chromatic mode, but then this one tells me, okay, you were so far into chromatic, now switch back to diatonic. And whatever comes after, it's on diatonic mode. Let's sing up to that D here. They shall hear my words, for they are pleasant as a cloud of ground is dashed to pieces. I'm sorry, my mistake. Nipavu, as a cloud of ground is dashed to pieces on the earth. Again. As a cloud of ground is dashed to pieces on the earth. And diatonic again. So their bones were scattered beside the grave. It ends in a vu. I know, it sounds like, oh, why doesn't it end in vu? But actually, vu, sometimes it works as a note, as a termination for a phrase, for tone 8. The most common one is ni. The second most common one is the. The third should be upper ni, many times. But then I have vu. Da-na-na. He chose like that. That's okay. If I have vu here, what note is this one? Come on, count it up. It's zo. It's zo. And if that ipsi would have been a little more to the left, would have been?
Ni.
Ni, correct. But this one is zo. Ni pavu gadike zo. For my eyes, O Lord, outward. Well, strange. Okay, it's prima vista for me as well. Okay, I thought maybe it's a mistake of Gabriel Clemens here, but if I have this here and I see this, should have been zo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's ni. It's the, because you forgot to put the ni here, and this is D.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a mistake that the author or the creator of this thing did. I'm not sure why it ended in vu. It doesn't sound perfect for me, but it's his choice. It's legal, but this should be the, because he forgot to put the ni here. See, there are mistakes that you have to correct. Put the ni in front of that thing so you don't get confused by it. For my eyes, starting from the. Ni pavugali, for my eyes, O Lord, are toward you. In you I hope. Take not my soul away. Good. Sounds quite nice. Let's see what's here. This little thing called Ephes, or bemol, or flat, just enhances the fact that this is a lowered zo. Instead of for my eyes, O Lord, which sounds Catholic, Gregorian, yeah, it's For my eyes, oh Lord, very sweet. Very touched as well. Na 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 na. For my eyes, oh Lord, art toward you. And then comes this one. Na 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 na. In just a span of 1 second, I get 2 types of zo. Di, ke, zo, ni. Because I have the ni here, how should the zo be here? Normal, natural, right? Ke, zo, ni. But that's it. Next, I'm going back to D. The D here have a plasma, it's the dominant one. So the zo here should be lowered, attracted to D, because I'm going down now. Ke, zo, ni, zo, ke, di. All together. Ke, zo, ni, zo, ke, di. You have to force it a bit, I know, because of so many years of Western chanting. I remember when I got first at St. Ignatius, and I could hear this zo, it just crashed my ears. No, 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 no. Might sounds good for you, but for truly Byzantine music, it sounds like there's no place for it there. And even now, as you listen more and more of it, what sounds not natural but better for you? In you I hope, or in you I hope. No, 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 no. The music flows towards whatever lets it rest. Here, the classical. No, 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 no. Another passage, another fragment here that you might find difficult to execute is this one. Take not my soul away. It's kind of take you dancing here. Take not my soul away. Take not my soul away. But it all comes to how much and how better you learned this. Okay, we know this one goes down only 1 in certain situation, which is exactly this one. Whenever it has in front of it an apostrophos, it will go down only one step on the scale, and also the notes before it, they are taken in 1 beat, so only half than what they used to be. Pum pum pum, 1 half, 1 beat, okay. Take 1 half. But then, so the action here of the elafron with the apostrophe is in front of it. If I don't see this gorgon here, after here, you say, okay, the elafron stays 1 time. The temporal modification here applies to the 2 notes in front of it, of which one must be the apostrophos. But then, because I have the gorgon here, that means this gorgon acts toward the kentemata and the elafron. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4 notes that are half beat. 4 halves makes 2 beats here. Take not, see, 1, 2, 3. So let's do this together. Take not my soul. Again. Take not my soul. Try to, I mean, you don't have to hammer anything here, but try not to sing it. I don't see any etron here to make it swift and flowish. Take not. You have some words here that you have to execute. You have the take that has to take. I need to hit the k here. Take not. I need to hear the K, the N, and the T. Okay? I was telling to the chanters at St. Ignatius on my first sessions there, try to put a lot of rest on the consonants there because a word is like a body. It has bones and it has soft tissue. The soft tissue are the vowels. The bones are the consonants. If you don't have clear consonants, it's just like a jellyfish flying away, you know? And you don't want that. You don't want this to sound like take not. It has to have a little rhythm to it. Sounds like a carol song to me. I think we have one in yeah, I just recognize the passage of a carol song, Romanian carol song. Dimineața lui Crăciunul. Very, very beautiful carol song. Oh, we have so many Christmas and carols in Romania, but they are not like very jolly. No. If you look at them, maybe one time when it's winter, they are full dogmatic there, you know. They are probably the Bible, the scripture for the people that they would speak at home to their children, because they would be at a Christmas, for Christmas in the church, hearing the gospel and the sermon, but they would come home with their children and chant those carols that are so full of dogma, like one is Astăzi s-a născut Hristos, which means today Christ is born. And you notice it's not like 2,000 years Christ was born, but today Christ is born, the present time. And that kind of carols were like 2,000 years ago chanted, you know. I mean, they are so old, yet they are so full of wisdom. We should go back to what we were doing here. We were For My Eyes. Let's sing it once. For Nipa Bogadi, for my eyes, O Lord, are for you. In you I hope. Take not my soul away. Keep me from the snares. Keep me from the snares they set for me, and from the stumbling blocks of those who work lawlessness. Good. What do you see here? Beside the diez there, it's also called diez in Byzantine music. That little circle with a
Hockey stick.
with what?
Hockey stick.
Golf club? Hockey stick?
You said hockey, and I understood the is that. The heck is that? That's what I understood. The heck is that? Anyway, so that's another Torah.
No?
Sorry? It's another Torah that tells me you should go soft chromatic. Soft chromatic means whatever is applied from, like, it's lowering the K, only the K, towards D. What was before was called hard chromatic. We're gonna get into that when you're gonna do the chromatic scales. But this one here, soft chromatic, brings the K down towards D. Let's do it paralagi here, like on the notes. Mi pa bogadi, di 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 ga di ke. So, di 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 ga di ke. The K here doesn't go as high as it did on diatonic scale. If you don't have this Torah here, it should sound like this. Di 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 ga di ke, ke, on its place there, as we know it on diatonic scale. But because of this one, the K here is slightly lowered towards D. So it sounds like di 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 ga di ke. Try to put that on a scale here, starting from Ni. Ni lower the K. There, I could hear it. Ni pavogadi and leave zo in its place. Ke zo ni zo ke di ke zo ni. That's how it sounds. Yeah. And the chord is up. Yeah. Again, look at the text. Keep me from the snares. They from the snares they set for me. It doesn't sing about, I don't know, set a watch, Lord, before my mouth, the door of enclosure by my lips, like the first one. It's something that's troubling this guy here, David. Keep me from the snares they set for me, he knows. And by the Torah here, it enhances somehow the meaning of the text. And you'll notice, this is part of the big discussion about ethos. Ethos uses so many things to bring the text into your mind and soul. And one of them is the Torah. The Torah here, keep me from the snares they set for me. It's changing a bit of the color, darkens again the whole thing, the melody, and somehow it makes the text more easily to apprehend, even by that. So, remember the antikenoma, the combination of antikenoma with an uplift. And the gorgon after brings you a little syncope like this. A little kick. You don't really have to do it like you're jumping there. But keep me from the snares they set for me. Instead of being bored like just put it faster after you apply the uplift on the first one. Me. Interesting. You know what this is? That's diatonic again. Somehow we didn't see any Torah that brings me back to diatonic. Sometimes they allow this, and who am I to judge them, not to bring a Torah to bring back into diatonic, because whatever comes after sounds diatonic. So it's understood by the context, by the music you're singing. Keep me from the snares they set for me, and from the stumbling blocks of those. I just go back to diatonic because I know by the look of it, it should be diatonic. Okay, somehow you don't have to have the Torah here. If you said the martyria, okay, diatonic. Just sing diatonic, but from then on, and you'll go to knee diatonic. Let's sing this. Keep me from the snares. I'm sorry, my mistake. Keep me from the snares they set for me. It's a very common phrase. No. I'm very sure you have heard it before. No. Sometimes it sounds like no. That's how he wanted to put it here. Set for me, the diatonic again. And from the stumbling blocks of those who work lawlessness. Sinners.
Siri?
Right. Close.
Okay, another Torah. We found it before. This one. So I'm gonna sing it to you once. so you have an idea how it goes. Sinners shall fall into their own net. Also soft chromatic, but because this is not D, but Ni, there is another Torah because it's a different sound, but it's still the same scale. Sinners shall okay, we just had it here. It's basically the same scale, the same chromatic alteration, but from a different note. If this would have been D, you'd have this. But because this is Ni, this is the chromatic Torah of Ni. Ni zo kedi di ga di ke zo kedi di. D, chromatic D. And then back to that one. Di vu ga di vu di ga vu pa pa ni. Let's see. So half of this verse here, it's chromatic. Ni sinners shall fall into their own net. I am alone until I escape. Questions here? No questions?
Did we finish in Pa?
Oh no. Well,
It's me?
it's Ni, yeah. It was about finishing Pa, but because of that last note, the apostrophos. Sinners shall. So, the way you do the scale here, the way you enter the chromatic, because it's shown by this Torah here, sinners. Si, instead of nizokedi, then I apply that rule that tells me the K is slightly lowered. Ni, si, C-E, ni, zo are exactly the same like in diatonic. But nurse, where is K there, that K is closer to the next apostrophos, which is sharp, which is closer to D. Sinner shall fall into K again. Their own net. So there's no big deal. This one only alters the K here. Only lowers the K. Do you understand?
Why does it look different than the one above it? It is the same thing. They both lower the K.
Because it's applied on a different note.
Just because, but it does the exact
Exactly.
same thing.
You'll learn that being applied on a different note is very important. Sometimes you'll find the Torah you had before on other note that is D. It's interesting. I'm not gonna get much into that, but since you asked, in that moment, that note, not being D and all, but receiving the Torah that's supposed to stay on D, well, in that moment, that note becomes D. Not altering its pitch, of course not, but altering the way it reports to other notes, basically altering the whole scale. You bring that part of, like, imagine you have this Torah here. Imagine you have it here. You scratch your head because wait, this goes on D, right? But in the moment, okay, you know what this means? That means I must sing this as a D, not by pitch, by the rules and how the scale is. If I have here D, D, mi pa bu ga di, di ga bu, pa pa ni pa bu, ga bu pa pa, something like this. Doesn't really apply to this passage, but you will find it's very rare, but it's part of what modal music is. This is not well-tempered Bach concert. It's Byzantine music and they play with the modes. Sometimes they just take a passage that should have been in a certain mode, and they put a phthora on it, and it sounds different. And then they say, okay, this passage sounds great. What if I can repeat this, but 2 or 3 steps lower on the scale? Example. Ni pa vu ga di ga vu pa ni. This is diatonic, right? Ni pa vu ga di. Let's choose a phrase. Na 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 na. Di ke ni zo di ke di di. Chromatic, right? Di ga vu pa pa. And then I apply the phthora for the na. Ta na 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 na. Interesting. We gave quite a nice color. Even if I went di ga bu pa, but I chose to put the same formula that I had there in chromatic to bring it down. In order to do that, which is not very common, so don't worry about it. But just to explain for the sake of theory here, in order to do that, I can apply a phthora of the on pa, let's say, and that note and whatever follows behaves like there will be a D and the whole formula, chromatic one, that I was just singing. Right? So again, di ni pa vu ga di ke ni zo ke di ga di ga vu pa, and I'm playing the phthora. Na 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 na. Diatonic again. That's really the thing that, you know, it sounds even nicer when you have the ison. Ison here, it's very helpful when determining the modes. Let's go back to simpler things. Sinners. See. Sinners shall fall into their own net. Diatonic again. I am alone until I escape. I cry to the Lord with my voice. With my voice I pray to the Lord. I cried. See, it's I cried. It's not I cry to the Lord. It shows by those jumps here, by those intervals. No, 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 no. Right? It shows whatever you are basically crying to the Lord, and that shows in music. The next one, the note here is a. If it's not the, and it's on the other side, it's always K. Okay. Nike, just interval. I shall pour out my supplication before Him. That cation, supplicate, that jump here, you need to be careful because it's a. You might have the tendency to go lower than it's said. So here it's a jump of 2, right? Plus 2. Should be like this. Ke di ke so ke di ga di ke ni. An interval which is atypic to tone 8, but it's there. Ke ni zo ke di zo ke di. Notice the zo lowered. And we sing again. Ni pa vu ga di ke. I shall. Everybody, come on. I shall pour out my supplication before Him. I shall declare my affliction in His presence. You have to be mindful about that, okay? Ni budike, simple, or ni dike, or even more simpler, ni ke, and then you have to pay attention to that glass on the pedestal. What's the action of the clasp on the pedestal?
So,
Not slow, you don't have to slow, but it does, excuse me, does put an ornament there. So, no, the little wave. No. Okay.
Klasma was like an uppity, wasn't it?
Okay, yeah.
And that means to add a beat, slow it down.
Well, slower by tempo or by what? You said slower. You don't have to slow the tempo down.
Okay.
You're sitting, you're respecting the beats, but the tempo is still the same. Tempo is the
No,
speed,
not the
right?
tempo, sorry, slow, add a beat.
Okay, that's something else. Yeah. You add a beat, of course. That doesn't mean slow down, but you add a beat. You respect every temporal sign. But with the pedestal, the action there is doing a slight, how to call it? Yeah, ornament. Oh, exactly. Nibudi, I shall declare. Instead of I shall declare. Don't sit down. Don't sleep on that. You know. I shall declare my affliction in His and the same omalon presence. When my spirit. When my spirit fainted within me. Same action on the book here. Nini vuga dike diga vuga divu vupaga vupa nini. When my spirit. When my spirit fainted within me. Diatonic. Then you knew my paths, for on the way I was going. Okay, we have to stop here and speak about this. This formula here, as you see, many times you see an heteron under it, meaning it's a formula that you have to sing, to show cohesion and sing it fluently there. It's a very versatile, right? Versatile formula that's very common, especially on Stichologia mode. I mean, the ones that you sing doxastica, for example, like slower ones. For on the way I was, and this goes like this, going, always, almost. Na, 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 you add one more here. Going, because it sounds very flat. If you're doing, nobody sings like that. Going. Yeah, well, that's how it is here. Going. Nobody sings like that. But the great merit of this music is that it simplifies things. Remember this, it simplifies things for you to develop them. Going. Add one more note here, and you make it from a dull phrase into a beautiful one, into a jumping one, into something that inspires something, whether the mode or the ethos is used on. Going. So it goes da na extra da, then back to it. Da, dum, dum. Let's do it together here. Ni pa vu pa ni. For on the way I was going. 10 times. Going. Play with it. Going. More elegant. Going. Louder. Going. come on, guys. It was like wolves in the forest. Oh, no. As I said before, okay, I know it's only a vowel there, go, but at the same time it has to have a kick, a rhythm. Don't let it. Imagine this is water. It shouldn't be a lake. It should be a river. The lake smells. The river is fresh. Going, no, 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 no. It has to have a pulsation there. Going. That's why I said 10 times, and it was even worse than before. I mean, let's slow it down. For on the way I was going, bum 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 bum, going, and let's go further. They hid a snare for me. I looked on my right and saw there was no one who knew me. That omalon here, it seemed like the peta still with the class now. Who knew me? Also, on there was no one. There was no one who knew me. Right? I sing it again. There was no one who knew me. It is right? Does it sound right?
Yes, it's right.
It sounds right?
It's gonna be no.
It doesn't sound right. Have you ever seen that movie about Mozart made in the 80s?
Wasn't done yet.
Amadeus.
Amadeus, yeah. So he was, when he meets the emperor for the first time, and he's given a sheet by Salieri, and he sings it, and it doesn't sound right, eh? No. And then he makes it on his own. This doesn't sound right. And it is not because it is written like that. Remember I said, it is simplified for you, but play with it. Make something of it. Usually, the music here is not so static. There was no one who knew me. This is ni 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 pa pa pa, but we're beyond that now. How beautiful it sounds if you're, instead of there was no one who knew me, instead of that you sing like there was no one who. So instead of
That's better.
there was no one who knew me, amen. No, you say there was no one who knew me. And this is not only accepted but encouraged. Instead of just applying notes there, tom 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 tom. Yeah, it was written like that, but it should be sang like that. And that's probably the hardest bone for some people to chew on, because they'll say, but this is how it is here, man. Yeah, okay, I know, but I am telling you, you're watching a simplified version of what you're supposed to sing. It's something that you have to enrich by yourself. I know it is like a treasure map here that you have to follow, and some people might be afraid not to do too many steps, not to get away from the path that they should follow. Okay, that's okay. Nobody will be upset if just for this little passage, you'll keep it safe and simple and saying, there was no one who knew me. Any lady in the church will still agree with that. Okay, it's okay. But if it's repetitive, if you don't get beyond that, if you don't want to enrich whatever you see here, it's gonna make in time a difference. And you'll sound like an amateur, like someone still taking baby steps. There's a difference between I looked on my right and saw there was no one who knew me. This is acceptable. And then you have, I looked on my right and saw there was no one who knew me. This is better. So, whenever you're chanting, as much as you can, even if you're here in a group, try to reach it. Of course, in the limit of whatever you can. You cannot have a trombone solo here all by yourself because you want to reach it somehow. But you can look at the hands, you can listen to the lead voice, because there's always going to be a lead voice in the choir. And you can get inspired by it. Let's sing it again. I looked on my right and saw there was no one who knew me. Big difference, eh? Where does this go? Come on, straight away.
Upper knee.
Ni. It's the one and only. Ni pabugadi kezo ni refuge failed me. Pa. And there was no one who cared for my soul. Again. Refuge failed me. So this is all here. Do you think it's natural or it's lowered? Where does this go, the whole song?
Down.
Down, because you just look at the martyria. It's the, right? It tends to flow downhill. Refuge, instead of refuge failed me. Why are you laughing?
It sounds so wrong. When you
It sounds wrong, and I'm glad you're noticing that. I hope everyone can say, but this is wrong. No. Yeah, yes, it is wrong if you have the natural zo there. Refuge failed me. I cannot even sing it like this. So it's refuge failed me. Even this formula here, the apostrophos, kentemata, and the two apostrophos after can be enriched. It sounds nice. Refuge failed me. Some people say, refuge failed me. That's good. Refuge failed me. Better, you know, as much as you can, try to bring a pulsation to your chanting. Let's sing it again with the lower zo here, yeah? Refuge failed me, and there was no... No, you're wrong. That is a pa.
Pa.
Ni zo ke di gavu pa di pa. And there was no one who cared for my soul. I cry to you. I cry to you, O Lord. I said you are my hope, my portion in the land of the living. Attend to my supplication, for I was humbled exceedingly. Then we have this Torah here. Do you know what it does?
Bring the K to the D.
Bring the K closer to the. And you have to apply that for every K you sing in this song. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Again, that strange woo, but I don't mind. You know what happened? I think it has something to do with the Torah here. I'm looking for, you see, the woo here also came after some insertion of chromatic. Maybe that's how criminals felt it should be, but it's legal. Nobody's gonna arrest you for that. It should sound like this. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. What? Do you think it's a Torah here? For they are stronger than I. It's because of the Vu. Don't think it's very hard. Don't take this too hard. Sing it as diatonic. I only made it because it's some attraction there that you still have to learn. I'm focusing right now on the attraction of the Zo, which is very important. Without that attraction, you don't have tone 8, proper tone 8. Deliver me. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Then, this is thee, bring my soul. Don't get, don't get fooled by the previous martyria. It's thee there. Bring my soul out of prison to give thanks to your name. Classic tone 8. Bring my soul out of. We have one Zo which is natural when ascending, but when descending, the Zo becomes attracted to the Ke because of the flowing down. Dike zo ni, because I reached that ni, the Zo is natural. Dike zo ni, and immediately it's lowered. Zoke di, because we're flowing towards di. Prison to give thanks to your name. The righteous. Ni papugadi ni di. Interesting combination, you see? If I would have only kentema there, that would mean I would go to Zo. Instead, because I have the kentemata is always taken alone. It doesn't combine mathematically to another sign. It used to be 300 or 400 years ago, not anymore. The kentemata here is by its own. Ni, di, ke. Okay? Rule of thumb, kentemata is always alone. It doesn't combine mathematically with any other sign. So basically you cannot add it to this one and say, look, I have Ipsili, and I'm +1 here, I'm getting something else. No, it's by itself. You have the Ison and the Ipsili, which is, which stays on the Oregon here, but this one also stays on the Oregon, and it's another Neo. The righteous shall wait for me until you reward me. Everybody? The righteous shall wait for me until you reward me. Sounds bland again when I say until you reward me. So what can you do? Flow to that note. Use glissando. Until you tum pum pum. So you, instead of you say you just flow towards it. Use the glissando. Until you reward me. Out of the days. Oh, the first martyr in Pa. I have cried to you, O Lord, hear my voice. All together. Out of the depths, Abba Kedigavu, I have cried. Again, I have cried. have cried to you, O Lord. O Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to the voice of my supplication. Okay. This one you have to know to read from any point on given by next week. This is how it should go now. We do something here. I explain it to you. This was basically, well, 1 hour and a half for this, for like 2 minutes of chanting. That's a lot, but at least I use this to explain some more other things, such as Torahs, or the heteron here, or formula, or intervals, which is good. You need this. The more we keep going, the less I will stop for this explanation, for these things, and the fewer things I will refer to and stop for in my lesson here. So next time you will have to sing this from, like I told you, Stichologia number 3, and you go with it, and so on. Let's sing it together from beginning to the end, and I will also record it. You want me to sing it alone for you?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah?
This is what I was asking.
Yeah.
Why are there number threes every so often?
Beats me.
There's a three, I see all these
Oh,
threes
yeah.
that are appearing.
I don't know, but I can find out and explain to you later. Okay? You know, sometimes, and I'm not sure how much of it have you ever listened to, but some chants use another rhythm. In Turkish it's called aksak, which means limping. Example.
Yeah,
Ever heard it?
no, I mean your swing, right? Like that's what you would call it in Western music. Is it's not even the spacing.
Correct.
You're swinging the second one.
Example.
To the next one.
I only know this in Romanian. Slavă ție celui ce ne-ai arătat lumină, slavă într-o ce de sus lui Dumnezeu și pe pământ pace între oameni bunăvoire.
Ce fond este asta?
That's doxology, the great doxology, in tone 6, chromatic. In Romanian we call it ritm întreit, the third, I'm not sure how to translate that in English. Three tempo rhythm. Something like this. It also works with aksak, with the swing, you said, right? Maybe this is about the 3. I don't know. I will search about this and come with a better explanation next time. Let's record this. You will have to use this one whenever you're.
Yes,
Sorry?
like a template.
Mm-hmm. Let's do something that will help you. It's called this one. There.
Sounds like Saint Ignatius.
Sorry?
Sounds like Saint Ignatius.
Ah, good one.
Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, a door of enclosure about my lips. Incline not my heart to evil words, to make excuses in sins. With men who work lawlessness, and I will not join with their choice ones. The righteous man shall correct me with mercy, and he shall reprove me, but let not the oil of the sinner anoint my head. For my prayer shall be intense in the presence of their pleasures. Their judges are swallowed up by the rock. They shall hear my words, for they are pleasant, as a cloud of ground is dashed to pieces on the earth, so their bones were scattered beside the grave. For my eyes, O Lord, are toward you. In you I hope. Take not my soul away. Keep me from the snares they set for me, and from the stumbling blocks of those who work lawlessness. Sinners shall fall into their own net. I am alone until I escape. I cry to the Lord with my voice I pray to the Lord. I shall pour out my supplication before him. I shall declare my affliction in his presence. When my spirit fainted within me, then you knew my paths. For on the way I was going, they hid a snare for me. I looked on my right and saw there was no one who knew me. Refuge failed me, and there was no one who cared for my soul. I cried to you, O Lord. I said, you are my hope, my portion in the land of the living. Attend to my supplication, for I was humbled exceedingly. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Bring my soul out of prison to give thanks to your name. The righteous shall wait for me until you reward me. Out of the depths I have cried to you, O Lord. O Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to the voice of my supplication.
That's it. I'm gonna send it right now to your chat. Yeah, it's almost 5 minutes of chatting. Oh, John posted a last lesson.
Oh,
Good, good. I can't wait to see the moment when somebody zoomed on the screen and I was like, yeah. I had in plan to talk about ethos today. You can